All right. We're going to talk about the State of Social report that I found. Let me see. I want to give kind of proper credit. Let me see who did it. Buffer. Buffer does a fantastic job of doing a ton of really comprehensive reports and research and analysis. I actually use a lot of their data when it comes to helping clients and the workshop I do on the decreasing Facebook reach, which is still an issue. A lot of stuff in there from 2018 that's still very relevant. But we're talking about 2019, Chris. The year is 2019, Chris. We have hoverboards and we have flying cars. All right.
Yeah.
So
it's great.
it is pretty sweet. So if this is in the time capsule, you missed out on a real sweet year, 2025.
It's too bad it all went away.
Yeah, where it's the nuclear apocalypse. Sorry. So I want to talk first category of stories. So we've talked, I think, occasionally and a fair amount about stories, particularly Instagram, right? I don't think it was this year. It was a couple years ago where Instagram kind of came out with stories, which by extension Facebook came out with because Facebook owns Instagram, but to try and really eat Snapchat's lunch, which they've successfully pretty much done. 57% of brands say that stories have been somewhat effective to very effective. So a lot of brands are actually jumping in and have been using stories as opposed to posts for ads. So very specific ads and placement and content and stories. And the one thing a lot of people get confused about actually is you can run Instagram ads. You have to do it as part of Facebook ads because Facebook is the big guy. You can run specific Instagram ads. It's just like Instagram is a placement. So you can actually run a campaign of just stories if you wanted to, but you have to do it through Facebook ads. A lot of my clients ask me, how do I run Instagram ads? Where's that? It's Facebook ads. It's just about a different placement. And then from their respondents, they were saying 62% said they had yet to invest, but 61 said that they're going to. So you're going to see a lot more investment in stories ads. Have you noticed, Chris, you're an avid Grammer, if you will, Kelsey Grammer. You're an avid fan of Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you've seen more ads about Kelsey Grammer recently in stories.
Not as many as I would like, that's for sure. No. And in fact, I'm scrolling through it now. I don't have any.
Let me send you an ad right now. Just kidding. No.
Yeah, I don't see any.
He's scrolling through it right now, folks. He's that tuned into the show. That is my co-host.
I did it for the show.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I'm this guy every time we talk about something social media wise, but like I don't like it.
You are the grumpy old man on the porch with a hose. You hate it?
Yeah.
You don't like the kids coming on your porch.
Yeah. I haven't noticed very many stories.
Yeah. I haven't either. I do notice you get them a lot more when you kind of go on like what I would call like a story streak, where like you're just in stories.
Oh, sure. They pop up. Yeah, they pop up in between.
Just in stories, and you're just flying through them, like swipe,
you're
swipe,
right.
swipe, flip, flip,
Yep.
boom.
That's got one now. Up. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
That's how it
versus works. Just like going into one and seeing like one person's story. That's pretty rare. Pretty rare. I think it's like you have to be like actively engaged in the stories ecosphere of like just going through stories a lot. That's when they pop up for sure, which is nice. But with all these people wanting to get in on that, if you remember from a previous podcast, we talked about Facebook running out of or running into an issue of actual ad space to give, right? They may run into that again when it comes to stories. It looks like they've bounced back and done just fine from that. I actually thought and predicted, listen, I'm not too smart or too confident or too cocky of a person, predicted that they'd be pushing a lot more into messaging. I'm still going to stick by it, but it's hard for me to gauge because I don't use Facebook Messenger. Like I adamantly avoid it. I do not use Facebook Messenger. So it's hard for me to kind of get the read of the user and see like, oh, am I getting more ads in here? Do you use Facebook Messenger at all? Or
yeah.
even WhatsApp?
Which is I don't use WhatsApp. No, I don't use WhatsApp, but I use Facebook Messenger.
Have you noticed in the past year any more ads or anything like that?
Nope.
Noticeably?
Not at all.
Yeah, I feel bad that I seem to be off on that, but whatever. Now, and actually, this report kind of proves it. 71% of the brands they surveyed in this said they're not using messaging apps for marketing, and most of them are not planning to use it. So that's actually a good sign, because we talked about this before. It was the scary world of marketers loving that open rate on messenger campaigns was like 5 to 10 times as much as email. Do you remember this at all? Do you remember talking about this? It was a while back, but
yeah,
about how, because obviously when you get a message like a text and you get a little notification, you want, at least I want the notification to go away. So I'll click on it and I'll open it. Right.
Right.
And I feel like it was almost like false positives where it's like, oh, open rate, it's like, yeah, but it's
right.
So
but
much...
it's open rate, read rate. Yeah. Or is it just wipe it off my plate?
Oh, great. That's not to say that when you get spam or email stuff that you don't do the same thing, but I was really worried that marketers were going to fall in love with the concept of this really huge open rate for messenger marketing. And then you're going to see a lot more of it. Facebook, to its credit, also makes it harder, or has made it harder, to do it. So if you want to do some messenger marketing, you have to actually submit like kind of an application. Tricycle Creative's done it. We've been vetted. We're allowed to do it. I don't do it. Don't worry. I don't plan on doing it either. But you have to submit like an application type thing, and they have to approve it. Saying that you're essentially not going to spam people through Messenger. So it gets back to the whole thing is like, it's their playground. They want to keep it clean, but they still want to make money off of it. So they'll let you, it's a playground. They'll let you drill for oil, but you just have to do it in the far corner of the playground, like not right beside the merry-go-round.
Right. Take it to the monkey bars.
Take it to the monkey bars, kids. Now, the big one, video marketing. So Facebook is by far still, or maybe the most popular channel for businesses that they survey to share video content. 81% said that Facebook was their kind of like go-to, with YouTube in second, Instagram third, and then this looks like it kind of jumps the shark, or at least what I pulled jumps. LinkedIn is fifth. I mean, I'm going to wager a guess that maybe, I don't know, Twitter is fourth. I don't know, but there's no fourth. There's no fourth place. No one's in fourth place. I mean, I would be hard pressed to believe that. The young, like the very youthful brand, Cokes, Pepsis.
Is it?
And
let's be real. Is it Pornhub?
Oh, that's probably it.
That's why they don't want to say it.
And yeah, it does say here. It's a fourth. LinkedIn would be quite a move. I think you would. That's an interesting campaign. I'm going to put a pin in that one. So LinkedIn is fifth. I got to say, and they are predicting this too, as a channel to watch in 2019. And by channel, I mean a platform, if you will, LinkedIn. Because this says early data showing that videos on LinkedIn are getting shared 20 plus times more than any other content on the platform.
Really?
Yeah. So video on LinkedIn. This is, if you have video, get it on LinkedIn, even if that's just your personal page. So I know a lot of people have company pages. Tricycle Creative does, but put it on both.
Do you think that's because it's like the most exciting thing on LinkedIn?
Maybe. This is interesting. Here's where I'm at on social media right now. Trying to think of my hierarchy, if you will. Reddit, number one. Always number one. Reddit's always number one. We never talk about Reddit, and if it stays the way it is, hopefully you'll never market on it. Thank you. Please don't do it. That's not what we do here. That's not what we do on Reddit. Don't market. Okay. Reddit 1. I suppose Facebook 2, but it's a distant 2. Instagram next. But LinkedIn is very quickly gaining steam. I am loving being on LinkedIn like all day long. I mean, I don't know, man. Like all of a sudden I have turned and I'm really enjoying, but it's also because I am a chronic nonfiction reader. I like business things.
It's for grown-ups.
And you know what? It's kind of feels like it's coming into its own in that way, which I know is weird to say now because it's like been around and is absolutely an established platform, but it's starting to feel like a viable content ecosphere. It used to be like you just put stuff there or whatever. You just put it there, right? But now like your timeline and your news feed equivalent is like there's interesting stuff there, you know? So I'm really enjoying LinkedIn. So my advice to you for this show is get some content on LinkedIn. Use the hashtags too. There's hashtagging to kind of get it, connected to other topics. Use them. I really enjoyed it. So, and sadly on the video front, just 12% of people said that their business had used IGTV in 2018, and 72% said no intentions to create content for IGTV in 2019. Now, don't let that fool you. These things can turn very quickly, and I would say that sometimes things like that can be opportunity. Just, I don't want to call it like hedge your bet, but experiment. IGTV, we talked about it before, now allows you to upload horizontal video, right? So it's easier than ever to upload content there. Instagram, by extension Facebook, is very much pushing IGTV still. And it's one of those things that if Facebook wants IGTV to be successful, they'll put money behind it or they'll boost the content that you're putting on it. So don't just throw that away as an option, because I'm still seeing very strong signs of life from IGTV, and you don't have to just create vertical stuff. It's long form. IGTV is Instagram's long form platform. Yeah. You still don't watch IGTV.
No, I don't. And in fact, I was going to say, I still stand by what I said last time, which is it's a weird paradox that I could scroll through Instagram for half an hour looking at nothing, just looking at whatever comes by.
Yeah.
But if you wanted me to watch a show for half an hour on IGTV, I would be like, no, I don't have time for that. I'll scroll for half an hour, but I won't sit there and watch it. It's a weird paradox, but
it's hard because I think that plays into, though, I almost think by nature, the social media mentality. You're scrolling for the next something versus committing to anything.
Right, and I think that's what it is. I could put it down at any time. I could quit anytime.
Yeah, sure you could, friend. Sure you could.
Yeah, if I'm committed to something, now I got to sit there and hold my phone in my hand until I figure out who done it. I don't know. I don't know what do they got on there? Mysteries? What's on IGTV?
Mysteries.
Agatha Christie.
All the
remakes.
Yes. All of the Angela Lansbury specials are
the murder she wrote.
All the murder
now on IGTV.
I gotta tell you, if they had Golden Girls on IGTV, I'd watch it. And you know what? I'll fight anyone that has cross words to say about Golden Girls, because that show's funny. It's funny. It is well written. and it's funny and it's timeless. And Chris, if you got a problem with that, we're going to fight about it.
Hashtag thank you for adding me as a friend.
Oh, God. I want to end on that, but I have more to this report. You've ruined me. It's not even really important stuff, but I was shocked to see that when they surveyed the following channels your business use currently, Facebook, number 1, 94%. Next was Instagram, or next was Twitter, 84%. I would want use. What following channels does your business use currently? I would like use defined. Instagram was at 81%.
Yeah, is it just a push?
I mean, I was just really surprised by that still. Was. And then lastly, the thing they talked about was how asking these brands how they tend to measure the return on investment of social media advertising. And the number one answer, let's see, the number one answer on the board, ding, engagement. So the number one way that they kind of measure the return is through engagement. The second, 51%, is traffic, and 48% after that is leads, which I think makes sense for the top three. And I think that's a good order for them. Engagement, traffic, and leads is kind of a good way. And I think it's the way that you should apply how you measure and setting goals and standards and what have you for your own social media efforts. Engagement first, traffic second, leads third. That is not nearly as good a way to end the segment as Chris's clever one line. But go ahead.
I'm looking at some of the other charts on here, and I'm curious about like this 0.5% who say that social media is very unimportant to their marketing strategy. And I'm curious, like, what types of businesses those 0.5% are. You know,
0.5%.
Say it's very, very unimportant.
Very.
Not just unimportant, not just like we don't need it. It's very unimportant. If anything, it's detrimental to our business.
Very unimportant. Those, when we asked the, let's see here.
Yeah, how did you get a hold of them?
That's true. They don't want to be found. This is, these are people who are, and I don't know how they snuck into this, but these are, they are trading in ivory. These are ivory traders. These are
you can't know about it. It's unimportant because we need to not be trapped.
Human traffickers. These are drug dealers. These are the they'd prefer not to have social media, and they're really mad when their cousin who they hired for the summer part-time started a social media account for them. It just made things a lot more complicated, even though it was a TikTok account, it still made it very difficult for them to really conduct their business. Stop tagging the location of where this photo was taken. You're not helping the business. And I am the 0.5%. I think those are the industries that are, or maybe they are newspapers, local newspapers.
Right. They're trying to discourage they want to skew the results.
Social media is no good. You don't want it. It's not as good as our newspaper, what we have. So I think that is, without looking into the details, I think that is the 0.5%.
I think you nailed it.